Hey everyone, GM Admiral here with something entirely new. My last Star Trek CCG post that I put up got a lot of traction from people who haven't played the game in a very long time and used to play it when the game first came out. And this is for you. You might not know this, but the game is still going on. In fact, there's a group known as the Continuing Committee who has been putting out digital expansion sets, and they're still available for download. They run tournaments. They allow you to use proxies in tournaments. They've updated cards. They've errated cards. And it's a pretty vast community of people working to keep the card game alive. So, in the show notes, I will be putting the link here to the community continuing committee website where you can find all of this. And I'm going to actually give you the link specifically to what we're about to talk about today. So one of the things that they've done is, along with creating their own digital sets, they've also created some digital starter decks that you can literally just print off and play the game with. So today we're going to share the Maquis starter deck. I'm going to show you a couple of tweaks that I've made, and they also did a Maquis expansion, which is a bunch of cards. Most of them are in the deck, but there are a few that are not, so I would recommend printing off some of those as well to add to the deck eventually. But this is the Maquis starter deck, and all their starter decks come with a deck list, the rules, but what I really like here is recommended dilemma combo. So this shows you what order to put your dilemmas under your opponent's missions. So that's pretty awesome. So every single deck comes with one of these as a master sheet. So let's go ahead and, speaking of dilemmas, let's go ahead and look and see what our seed cards look like for the deck. So obviously the deck comes with your 6 missions. We have Surgery Under Fire, Biology Medical Officer, Strength greater than 36, Supply Terrorists, Diplomacy plus Security plus Acquisition plus Cunning. Of course, this is Maquis, right? So it does have a neutral logo here. Study the Badlands, not worth a ton of points, but anyone can make this mission. Search and Rescue, and Expose a Secret Buildup. Now, a lot of these don't have the Maquis logos. They've got Federation logos, so you just have to pay attention to what logos you have on your cards as you're going to complete these missions. Divert attention. And then dilemmas. I think there's like almost 20 dilemmas in here. And most of these have been made by the Continuing Committee, which is awesome. Flim Flam Artist, that's hilarious. Friendly Fire, unless 2 leadership, 2 security present, kills 1 personnel randomly, and then places them on the mission, or this Empok Nor, it cannot attempted or be scouted. That's pretty scary. And of course it ticks down after 2 turns. Dignitaries and Witnesses, Dangerous Climb, this is a good one. Unless Strength greater to 40 or 2 Geology and Cunning greater than 20, it kills 1 away team member. Of course, killing away team members is always great. To get past, stop a personnel with Cunning greater than 6 and either Diplomacy or Treachery. So you get to choose which one of those, which is great. Again, kill unless you stop with a particular reason. To get past requires Empathy, Diplomacy, Mourn, or any Scotty. That's great. All such personnel is stopped, but the rest. So I noticed a lot of these newer dilemmas is like one person will be stopped while the others continue on with the adventure, and sometimes they aren't killed. They're just stopped for that turn, but you can keep going, probing and or digging for more dilemmas. 1 person random selection continues along with all crew or away members that have at least 1 attribute number the same as the personnel. That's kind of fun. Scapegoat, that's classic. Sabotage, Plasma Conduit, 2 computer skill and physics, or computer skill and 2 physics. That makes sense. Recurring injury, that's kind of funny. Oops, that's a classic one. Paluco is also a classic one. Picking up the pieces to get past requires geology or computer skill. All such personnel are stopped, which makes sense because they're stopping to solve the dilemma. Access maglocks. We've got Maquis Vendetta. This is a good incident. Seats are placed on the table once per game. In place of your normal play, you can download a ship that you can have multiple copies of. It's great. There are a lot of incidents for seeding here to allow you to play out all your cards and to get like multiple plays on a turn if needs be. Temporal Michael Wormhole allows you to get your alternate universe cards. For Stable Wormhole allows you to get to the Gamma Quadrant and such. Of course, you need an outpost and assign support personnel. This allows you to download support personnel from your deck. So, pretty fat chunk of seed cards. Again, seed cards are played before you actually start playing the game at all, right? So let's see who we have for characters in here. I smiled when I saw some of these. Now again, I just printed these off in color. I used Staples to print them off. I want to say it was like $4 for the deck to print off. So I'm going to be printing off all of the decks that I saw and all of the expansions. I just printed off the Nemesis Star Trek Nemesis expansion that they made, and I'll have to print off the Maquis set as well. So we got Sakona, Treachery, Mind Meld, Physics, Acquisition, a good little range of abilities. Shankar, you can download any phaser or disruptor, fantastic. Sharat, Stolen Defiant, this is cool. So you need a captain and a Maquis to pilot it. Weapons shields +3 versus Dominion. Gotta love that. A Maquis Raider. Of course, classic ships, which the back end was used to also create a couple of Starfleet ships as well. Itaishra. Good to have medical. I always make sure I have like 3 medical in a deck whenever I can. Brathaw. Bolian. It's great. Engineer, so acquisition, smuggling, some fun stuff there. Casty Yates, this was a cool one to see, right? I think that she's got navigation ×2, which is great, and she gives all other Maquis personnel +2 strength, which is awesome. This was a fun one. A Quark. Great design choice there, if you ask me. Becoming a temporary arms dealer for the Maquis. Yep. Quark has been a member of just about every faction, which is great. Rebecca Sullivan. Then we've got Cal Hudson, of course. Ends up working for the Maquis. Michael Eddington. Deep Space Nine. Tamal. One of the things that I have done is any of the characters that you can have multiple copies of, I kind of cut them down just to one. It's just one of the things that I like to do when I play the game. Thomas Riker. That's fun. Commandeer ship. That's hilarious. Bill Samuels. Here we go. Organized terrorist activity. Stellar cartography. Good stuff here. So like Maville. The deck actually comes with 2 copies of Maville, but I pulled one out because I only when I play the game, I like to have 1 copy of each character. Same thing with Amoros. It came with 2. And Sark. It came with 2 as well. And what you're going to see in just a second here are some cards that I added to the deck because I also went through my my rare binder to see what I had that could enhance Cobb with diplomacy, law, leadership. That's a good trifecta there. Actually, even on science, that's a really good combo. So I also pulled out my B'Elanna, which is from the Voyager set, I believe. Or it might be from the Borg set. I forget which one. But she notably is not also Starfleet, and she does not have to deploy to the Delta Quadrant. So that was really important. So I figured I would get her in on this deck as well. I also have Captain Chakotay, of course, from before his time when he joined Voyager. Again, all attributes +2 for other Maquis characters, so you can really start building up a pretty pretty strong crew. Oh, I put Laren in here just because I've got her, and again, she pumps up their cunning. So if you get all of these characters out, you're really pumping up stats, which is great. And last but certainly not least, I had to include Liberty, this is the Maquis Raider that gets pulled over to the Delta Quadrant. Captain Chakotay's ship, essentially. So yeah, what's great is you can deploy this to the Caretaker's Array, which is fun. So this is, I would say these starter decks are fun to start with. They're good for playing against each other, for sure. I haven't actually played a game with this yet. I just sleeved it up today. Whether or not it's useful or what adjustments need to be made remains to be seen. But for $4, I've got an updated modern deck with characters and cards that were not available back when the game was in circulation. And I just think that reach out to the continuing committee, support them, and because they're doing a lot of really great work. And I think that the game is still alive today, which speaks volumes to the community. It speaks volumes to how good the game was, and also speaks volume to the strength of Star Trek in gaming. So that's all I have for you. Chat back again soon. I'll be displaying some more decks for us, and hopefully I'll get a couple of the expansion sets for everyone to look at as well. That's all I got. Take care.